Big topic I want to focus on in this video is a binge eating disorder, what it is, how it affects you mentally, physically, what causes it, and personally my story with being a victim of this type of disorder. Whether it's anorexia, bulimia, any type of eating disorder, they're all um, just detrimental to your, I'd say, mental health more than your physical health. Um, that obviously could be argued, but it's something that affects you throughout your entire life. It's not just during that short time frame where you starve yourself, where you binge eat 10,000 calories in 15 minutes. Um, it's a lifelong battle that you have to be fighting within your own mind. Um, if you don't know, I lost 170 pounds back in 2021 in under 11 months. During that time, I binge ate probably more than I can count, unfortunately, and times where uh, I suffered from anorexic eating habits, the starvation, getting addicted to seeing the scale move more and more and more. And then you really want to test yourself to see how much weight can I lose? All right, I lost 5, 10 pounds this week. Can I make it 20 pounds this week? Things like that. Like I know how easily obsessive it is to see that weight move on the scale, and that's where eating disorders start to come into play. Um, yeah, so I mean, specifically, I'm going to focus on the binge eating aspect in this video, but I'll talk about other things that I have went through and experienced involving eating disorders. But I mean, my binge eating, I would say it all started when I started really restricting on my diet, where I stopped cooking anabolic meals and I just kind of zoned in on eating a protein and a veggie. I cut out all sweets, whether it was artificial sweeteners, yogurt, fruit. Like, okay, so my go-to back in the day when I started losing weight, my reward dessert cheat meal was Greek yogurt and a little bit of fruit. Maybe some protein powder in there, but that's not really no a normal person wouldn't classify that as a cheat meal, as a reward meal. That's more of a I don't know, more of a negative than a positive. Protein powder, healthy yogurt, like it's just ew. But yeah, that's what kind of satiated me in the beginning of my weight loss journey. So I never kind of craved all that sugar because of having that meal as my as the meal that I can lean on that really brought me happiness. But when I cut that out and stopped cooking anabolic meals and just kind of ate chicken and broccoli every day, um, I mean, I would binge eat probably once a week. And I don't, I've read stories of people binge eating 2,000 calories, 3,000 calories um, in a meal or at night within a given time frame. But to me, that's not binge eating, dude. I would eat 8 to 10,000 calories in literally 20 minutes. Like, I mean, like when I'm talking binge eating, I'm talking I was a 350-pound person and I was able to fill up my stomach with food as quick as possible. I mean, a jar of peanut butter, full sleeve of rice cakes, celery. I would, my go-to is peanut butter. I would devour an entire jar of peanut butter. And depending on the jar of peanut butter, there's between 7 to 10,000 calories in a jar of peanut butter, whether it's a 4 or 5 pound container, one of the huge ones. Um, but I mean, dude, like that was my binging. So it's not just a 2000, oh, I set myself one day behind. I just set myself 2, 3 weeks behind. Now you do that once a week. Now you just keep setting yourself behind. You're compounding liability. Like it's not a compounding asset. It's just compounding in a negative way. That's kind of what binge eating does to you. And restricting is what the issue is, and not having a proper diet that suits your needs. For me, what I was doing was I think I cut out all snacking and I kept it to a big meal and then like a post-workout shake maybe, but something like that. Like you need to understand what works for you. You can't just go from eating 5 meals a day and snacking all throughout the day as a overweight obese person to 1 meal a day and one snack and not think your mind's going to turn on you and say, hey, like I'm dying here, please, like come on. The reason why you're overweight or obese in the first place is you have an unhealthy relationship with food. Regardless of how active you are overweight or obese because you cater to food when it comes to um, being emotional, being depressed, anxiety, scared, things like that. So regardless, we can both agree as a former obese person, food is our happiness. Okay, so you have to come to terms with that. You have to accept food is your happiness. And now it's okay. Food is my happiness. How can I lose weight properly given my circumstances? How can I do that? And maybe for you, maybe intermittent fasting may work, maybe intermittent fasting won't work. It's something that you have to test and see. But yeah, it's going to be a bunch of trial and error. That's why a personal trainer, me personally, I don't like a normal personal trainer helping someone who's overweight or obese try to lose weight because they don't understand what it's like. They don't understand what sugar, what a carb does to us mentally. Like that brings me happiness. And probably if you're obese, you know what I'm talking about. Food brings you a different type of happiness that an athlete who's 140 pounds and has been their entire life isn't going to understand what after a long day, a 12-hour work shift, what just sitting down and eating a whole box of candy is going to make you feel like, or eating that bowl of pasta, having 3 bowls of pasta, having a whole box of cereal, you know? So you have to find something that works best for you. And the problem here is that we're all adults probably. If you're a kid, you're in the same boat with us. And instead of working a full-time job all day, you are going to school all day. So you have the same type of battles that you have to face throughout the day where you're going to be taken. I think of the poker chip method. So you wake up with a handful of poker chips, right? This is where you are most resilient. You are the strongest in the day because you've had to face no battles. Your biggest battle is clicking X on the alarm and not snoozing and going to take a shower and get ready for school or work. So this is why breakfast might be easy for you to skip because you're energized, you are ready to fight. Throughout the day, you're gonna find losses, bad grade here, bad grade there. I just got embarrassed here. I raised my hand and said the wrong answer, and I looked stupid in front of everybody. We had gym class and I couldn't do a pull up. We're at work. I didn't get this assignment done for my boss. We had a presentation. I didn't, our numbers are low. I'm not performing as well as I need to be compared to my peers. You know, there's things throughout the day, situations where whether it's stress, anger, sadness, no matter what type of feeling it is, you're going to be losing battles throughout the day. And at the end of the day, you are going to have 0 to no poker chips left. And that is when you are the least resilient. This is why a lot of people's urges to binge eat are late at night. Okay. You have no more fight left in you, if that makes any sense. And it's a little bit about willpower, but when we start dipping into the cognitive backstory of an eating disorder, it's more than just willpower. Dude, from personal experience, I could lock myself in a room and cry um, because of how hungry I was late at night, or I'm losing sleep because my body is literally in starvation mode. When it comes to binge eating, it's a completely different story. Willpower doesn't play a role into it. No, like it's more than willpower, but And involving willpower, binge eating has a lot of correlation to like depression, sadness in life. You're more likely to perform any type of disorder is going to be linked to sort of depression, low self-confidence, things like that. Like no one who's living their best life is going to be binge eating. Think of Michael Jordan. You think Michael Jordan's binge eating in a mansion? He probably doesn't even care about how he looks right now. Like there's things like that. We're so caught up as a generation where we focus too much on how other people perceive us that we are trying to live in their best image of us rather than the best image for us. And I think that's where depression comes into a lot too. It's not we're depressed because of ourselves and the goals that we aren't hitting for ourselves. It's because we aren't living up to the expectation of other people, whether it's friends, family, random people, peers, acquaintances, things like that. But yeah, in terms of depression, that's where a lot of people get the unhealthy relationship with foods. If you're overweight or obese, I mean, I don't want to go, I don't want to be too controversial here, but uh, okay, sorry for that little TV monitor. Let's go to my next point. Let's wrap it up with the depression and unhealthy eating habits. But so post binge sadness is my next point, dude. As someone who probably lost 80 pounds at this rate, at this time when I started binging, I think I lost 80. It might have been sooner. I don't. A lot of it's a blur. I'm gonna be honest. Um, because there's a lot to my story that I haven't shared yet. Um, and I want to share it when the time is right. But the point is, whenever I started binging, you don't understand the amount of depression, sadness, suicidal like thoughts of being worthless after you binge. It's like I've gone this far just to eat 10,000 calories worth in the matter of 25 minutes. And like I don't feel horrible. Like I feel like I could still eat. Like I feel I'm not full at all. Tomorrow, the next day, is now you feel horrible, and that's part of the post binge depression. It's not just right away you feel like garbage and you want to die because you're so worthless and you couldn't even fulfill the path that you wanted to fulfill. Like my entire mindset was I just want to lose weight, I just want to lose weight, I just want to lose weight. Once I lose weight, I'll feel happy. Then for this to happen, your so much senses of worthlessness comes into play. And then that entire next day, you feel worthless. It's like I couldn't even set out to do what I wanted to. Like I let myself down. How am I going to be able to um, be there for anyone else if I can't be there for myself? Whether it's work, school, the rest of the next few days is just like crummy. And now lack of motivation in every other aspect of life for the next few days. That's where discipline is going to come into play when it comes to fitness. On that day after a binge, dude, you're not going to want to go to the gym. You are going to want to go home, cry, think about how hard you messed up, and just live in the past. Living in the past here. Wow, I want to highlight that. You can't get caught up too much in living in the past. The binge happened. You got to get over it. You got to talk to someone about it. So I loved going to the gym and just seeing one of my best friends the next day and being like, dude, I binge ate last night, man. Or them telling me, yo, Zach, I binge ate last night, man. I feel worthless. Like, I feel like crap. Like, dude, and look where you're at. You're at the gym. You're here getting better. You were at your lowest point last night of feeling hopeless and worthless. And now you're at the gym giving it your all, maybe hitting a PR because you're off that energy. You got refueled carb storages, your muscles are healthy. There's positives to a binge episode, not the disorder itself. There's no positive. Okay, this is a horrible thing for people to go through, and as someone who's been victimized by it, I understand, but you got to look at the positives in anything in life. Got into a car accident, what's the positive? Is there a positive? There might be. The point is, the next day at the gym, you're probably going to have more energy than you ever have throughout your weight loss journey just because of the amount of fuel that your body has that isn't stored fat. Okay. So let's use that to good use. You might feel sluggish, but trust me, just try pushing some heavier weight. Your mind's going to tell you, I just ate all this garbage. I feel heavy. I feel sluggish. I feel horrible. But trust me, your body probably couldn't feel any better. So just push yourself. Push yourself the day after. As a consequence of that binge episode. It's like, hey, I binged, I did this. Let me grind the next day. Let me really see what's going on here. Maybe I can hit a new PR. Maybe I can work out harder. Maybe there might be a positive to come out of a binge episode. A binge episode, okay? Don't splur that into binging can be a positive, okay? Because it's not. It's just a little twist in the matrix that has one positive out of a binge outlook. All right, so now I have a list of fixes here that I want to talk about here, about how I was able to kind of overcome my binge eating episode. The first one I have is adjusting my diet. Like I said before, fasting times, adjust those, adjust your snacking. For me, I love incorporating either shakes or protein bars and or both. For me, I believe that our bodies like digesting certain macronutrients throughout a fast, to break a fast, things like that, certain times of the day. So personally, I believe you should break a fast with a water protein shake, protein powder water. That was my go-to. Felt great. It's like a little belief system in your head that, I'm going to stick to this. I'm going to stick to this routine. I'm breaking my fast at noon with just water and protein shake. And I'm going to believe that since it's just protein shake and water, my muscles are going to be healthy. My muscles are going to have all the protein they need. There are digestion benefits to doing that, but I won't go into all that right now. I want to make a separate video on how to break a fast properly for weight loss, but that was my thing. I liked having protein bars or protein shakes as my snack to break a fast. And then that would actually make me a little bit more full come to my main meal in 2-3 hours. So I wouldn't be able to eat that much during that meal. And then after work, go to the gym, and after the gym, have the opportunity to. Let me get a sip of water. Hold on. Okay. So after the gym, I'd have the opportunity to have a protein shake, a protein bar, or some rice cakes and some protein powder. One of my go-to meals for a little peanut butter craving, because I'm such a peanut butter. I don't know what word I can use here. Yeah, I can't say that. I don't know what YouTube allows, but I'm a peanut butter goblin. Let's say goblin. PG-13 goblin. I love peanut butter. I just love. Oh, I could eat my binge eating. I would eat a whole 4-pound tub of peanut butter at once. Whatever I can stick in it. If I can't dip anything in it, a spooning. Protein powder with some almond milk. Keep it a thick consistency. Or protein powder and yogurt. Put that on a rice cake. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Okay, so adjusting your diet's number one. Incorporate anabolic recipes into your diet. So this means cooking with protein powder, cooking with high protein alternatives, healthy, low calorie alternatives, high volume, cooking pizzas, cooking cakes, cheesecake, pie. If you're a sugar person, ice cream, French toast, anything you name, there's a anabolic version. Incorporate those to help fulfill the cravings of the real food that you're missing so that the binging, the demon doesn't overpower you. you need to get food out of the house one way or another. And I know it's hard for some of you guys if you're a kid to get food out of the house because, it's your parents' house, it's your guardian's house, it's your guardian's food, and they're probably going to want to have peanut butter around the house. So for you to go tell them, hey, I need peanut butter, I need the Oreos to be out of the house, you don't have the say, you don't have the jurisdiction in doing that. So what I would do, and this is what I did in my situation, because I was still living at home. This was senior year of college. Hey guys, I want to try to lose some weight. You guys want to hop on this journey with me, and we all can try to lose weight together and be an accountability, group, family. If that gets shot down, which it might, not everyone cares about eating healthy. They want to have the Oreo that's going to make them happy. This is what it all boils down to. Unhealthy eating habits. We are finding dopamine rushes in the foods we eat. That's not healthy. That's not how we were designed to be. We're not supposed to be getting turned on by an Oreo or a peanut butter on Oreo. Although I'm getting a little bit turned on, you're not supposed to be getting turned on by peanut butter chocolate. That's my point. But if that's not the case, then it's, what else can I do if my family members aren't going to help by getting that food out of the house? Okay, now it's, hey guys, I know you have peanut butter in the house and I can't stop myself from eating it. Is there any chance, we can put it in a place that I wouldn't know about? Don't let them tell you where. It could be in a different cabinet. It could be in their room. It could be somewhere else. Just, hey, can you hide this from me? Or hey, there's a bag of Kit Kats, a bag of Snickers that your mom or dad or your older brother likes snacking on. Can we hide those? Like, hey, like, can we get those out of my sight because I myself can't control my own urges. Temptation's a big thing. As humans, we get tempted to do, whatever it may be. But yeah, urges are strong, so we need to put ourselves in the best possible scenario to counteract those urges. So whether it's get the family on weight loss with you so that no one buys garbage, to ask people to hide that garbage to keep it out of sight, out of mind. Number 3 would be to put a lock on the cabinet, but that's probably not an option unless you guys have a wine cellar and you can throw the chips and the Oreos in the wine cellar. Next point, got to stay hydrated. And I'm going to make a whole video on this, but it's not because I'm not telling you to drink water because it's going to decrease your hunger. Well, okay, it is going to decrease your hunger, but I'm not saying drink water just to fulfill the hunger crave. Water in of itself allows your body to feel satiated because when you're dehydrated, you're going to have more cravings because your body doesn't know what's going on. Your body is not able to function because you're lacking hydration. Guys, we're majority water. We're what, 70% water or something? When the normal person's dehydrated, so that's why so many people are feeling like garbage. And it's like, dude, drink some water. Trust me, you're going to feel better. You're going to, feel energetic, cracked out. You're going to be able to think better. And your hunger hormones are going to be like crazy less. I'm not saying you're starving, you haven't ate yet for the day, go drink some water. That's stupid. That's what I don't want you to interpret this as. I'm saying drink enough water to stay hydrated. For a normal person, a gallon a day is great. If you're taking creatine or working out heavy, I definitely recommend more. Got to stay hydrated or else your body's cravings are going to be all throughout the roof. And on the hydration thing, nutrients. You got to make sure you're getting enough nutrients. What I would recommend is if you start trying to lose weight, get a blood test and see where your body fluid levels are and see what vitamin deficiencies you already have. Because vitamin deficiencies are going to absolutely kill your weight loss progress, and it might spiral your body into far, far worse than just eating disorders. Because now your body's going to be craving things, your body's going to be in starvation mode, it's going to shut down, it's just going to stop working. Hold on, I need some more water. Got to stay nutrient healthy, nutrient rich. I have a potassium deficiency. Found that out the hard way during my weight loss journey. I won't go into it now, but part of the eating disorder, I have a potassium deficiency and a result of things that I've done to try to lose weight. Um, nutrients, hydration. You gotta get enough sleep. If you don't get enough sleep, your hormones are gonna be out of whack too. And I know it's cheesy saying all of these things, but I mean I get 7 hours. I used to get 4 or 5 hours when I worked a 8 to 5, just because of my work routine, including my workouts. But when you're tired, your body doesn't think properly. Your body doesn't act on what is my body telling me, it's acting on what is my mind telling me. It's like when you're drunk, you don't react on how your body feels. It's not your body saying, wow, I need some protein, my muscles are starving, or wow, I'm cramping up, I need some bananas. It's your mind saying, oh wow, dude, I want that pizza. Ooh, I want that Oreo right now. That donut would taste good at the office at 8 a.m., won't it? That's what sleep deprivation, nutrient deficiencies, lack of hydration, that's what all of those correlate to. So just compare it to just being drunk and just making bad decisions. It's your mind talking to you and not your body. You need your body to be talking to you because your body is your body and your mind doesn't really. Yeah, your mind talks to your body. Okay. But without the body, what is your mind? Without the mind, your body is still a body. You are still bones and muscle. But yeah. So I would say develop a workout routine. Because think about it this way, this is how I thought about it during my progress. When you have a workout routine where me personally, I was working out 3 hours a day, probably 3.5, but that's besides the point. It's the fact that after a 8 to 5 work day and then a 3 hour workout session, when I come home at 9:30 and I have to meal prep for the next day, it's one, I'm so drained because of my work and workout that I don't even have the energy to sit down and just want to eat a 4 course meal, right? Second, I've worked so hard in the last 3 hours. Why do I even want to binge eat? What's the point of binge eating? What? I've worked so hard, you know? I've worked so hard. I'm not going to do it to myself. If anything, I'll have a protein bar. I'm going to satiate my bones. I'm going to go to sleep with protein in my body and make use of all that weight training. Okay. So that's what it boils down to. Work out, get a routine going. You're going to feel happier about yourself. It's going to solve that depression aspect of it. And I truly believe that you can rewire your brain to fight out of that depression and find happiness and confidence in the journey of working so hard to reach a result. Okay. Um, stay busy. If you can't work out for whatever reason, stay busy. Go join a club. Go volunteer somewhere. It doesn't matter. Um, when you're busy, when you're having fun, when you're meeting people, it kind of occupies your brain a little bit. And you might say, well, Zach, I had a friend over, but I still had binge eating episodes in my own house, and I'd sneak away and go eat while no one sees me. And it's like you're at your house, you're in a public place with no food, interacting with people. Trust me, you're going to be more embarrassed, shy, thinking, "What's this guy thinking about me? How am I going to interact with this person? Oh wow, she's super cute. Do I go approach her?" You're going to have so much more in your mind going on than thinking about binge eating on a jar of peanut butter, an entire jar of peanut butter. Um, and one of the things I necessarily didn't do that I wish I would have was plan more cheat meals throughout my weeks or months, depending on however you want to do it. I would recommend at least one cheat meal a week just to keep you sane. And this is the problem with me. This is where it built up. I'm not going to allow myself a cheat meal. I'm not going to allow a cheat meal. And then all of that pent up uh, energy towards eating the foods that I really wanted to for my happiness, it sunk me in such a deep hole of craving that I couldn't fight my way out of. So at some point I needed to binge eat because I didn't allow myself peanut butter ever in life. And that's kind of where a binge eating episode would come up at. Allow for cheat meals, plan for it, mark it on the calendar. I don't care. Make it an exciting day. Invite your friend out, invite your family out. I don't care. Make it special. Because if you're looking forward to that in a week, 3 days, tomorrow, you're not going to want to binge eat right now because you want to know what? You don't get the binge eat and tomorrow. So now tomorrow, when we have our little cheat meal event planned on the calendar, you have to tell everyone at that event, hey, the event's off. I messed up. Think about that. I like that a lot. I use that technique. That's kind of everything I got for this episode. But I do want to dive more into eating disorders and whatnot in the future. So I doubt anyone stayed for 31 minutes of this, but it was fun making it. It was fun talking about it. I've never really talked about it openly before. But yeah, my name is Zach. I lost 170 pounds in 11 months. From anorexia to bulimia, you name it, I went through it all. It's a battle, and it's a forever battle for the rest of your life. It's not just a weight loss journey thing. It is a forever. You're gonna have to fight the inner urge, the little guy on the left shoulder and the little guy on the right shoulder screaming into your ears about what to do in a situation. So thank you guys. Hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you.